All right. Fanatics Fest, how we feeling? No, not gonna cut it. If you want me to bring out the celebrities that I have with me today, I'm gonna need to hear more than that. Fanatics Fest, how we feeling? That's more like it. And thank you, Cynthia. What's up, everybody? Today's panel is all about passion, all about nostalgia, investment, and yes, obsession. We're talking about collecting. It's not just a hobby, but it's a serious part of our culture. We're all here at Fanatics Fest. We're all here for a reason. It has become part of our culture. From rare sports cards to one-of-a-kind film pieces to Pokemon and pop culture, the collecting world has exploded. I mean, look at this place. Is this not the craziest thing you've ever seen in your lives? So, I've got two superstars that are coming out with me to start, each from a totally different world. And they are right in the center of everything I just described. This is Ready, Set, Collect. Who's ready? Who's ready? All right. First up, she's an award-winning actress. She's a fashion icon, I might say so myself, and a powerhouse in the collecting space. She's known for her love of vintage books. She's known for her love of and collecting of film props, rare fashion memorabilia, and now a growing obsession for baseball and Star Wars cards. Everybody, please put your hands together for Emma Roberts. Welcome, Emma. Everybody say hello to Emma.
Hi, everybody. So fun to be here.
Now, and next, I have a global entertainer, an entrepreneur, an insane, and I mean insane, wrestler for the WWE. Do I have any WWE fans in the crowd? Where are my WWE fans at? That's my Hulk Hogan, my little Hulk Hogan signature there. A guy who has completely shaken up the collectibles world with everything from Pokemon cards to his own branded gear. Everybody please give a warm welcome to Logan Paul. Isn't this crazy, man?
There are a lot of people. You couldn't see this many people when I was standing back there.
Unbelievable.
Fanatics Fest, what's up?
Unbelievable. Have a seat. Let's have some fun.
Have you been here before?
This is my first Fanatics Fest.
Me too.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
it your
this
first,
is great.
Emma?
Yes.
Well, Emma and I got to know each other on the red carpet at the Super Bowl where we were ripping packs, where I didn't see you. You didn't stop by the Fanatics Super Bowl party, Michael Rubin Super Bowl party. Where were you, Logan?
Not there. Look,
Okay, great.
I'm involved in the Fanatics family now.
You are.
I think it's official. I actually, maybe this is a good time to break some news.
Okay, wait a second.
I don't want to.
Are we rolling?
I don't want to make this about me. But my friend Mike and I have been building a podcast for 6 years called Impulsive. And we actually just signed with Fanatics to be our official long-term partner, which is pretty exciting for us.
Impulsive, officially a Fanatics pod.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Obsessed.
Emma, we were just part of massive industry breaking news. That's unbelievable.
I think it might have been a little too early. I don't know if they've countersigned.
Are we in trouble?
If you guys could go ahead and countersign that agreement.
I get confirmation.
The
Are we in
DocuSign
trouble
is in your
backstage?
inbox.
We're in trouble. Yep. All right, well, anyways, let's start. Emma, I want to start with you. You've spoken about your love of vintage and rare books more recently. We've seen you chasing big baseball prospects, opening Star Wars Galaxy packs. Kind of walk me through when collecting became something personal and meaningful for you. I know there's something tied to my partner, Tom Brady.
I've always loved, like you said, like first edition books. I always collected stuff as a kid. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I collect dolls. which is a combo for another time. But my fiance started chasing the Tom inscription card in Bowman 23. And so he got me hooked on the chase. And so for every holiday, whether it's like Valentine's Day or Christmas or one of our birthdays, we buy each other a box in hopes of finding Tom. We've yet to find him, but we will never, ever give up.
Have you found any Tom cards out of 23 Bowman yet, or just striking out left and right?
Striking out left and right, I will say, we bought into a break once and then went on a hike and had no service. And when we came
you're
back
actually not
from
sure.
that, so we didn't know. We came back from that hike and we had won an autograph of his in a break. So that is
Whoa.
one of our favorite cards.
Amazing. Amazing. So you have a Tom Brady autograph in your personal collection.
It's not on card, but it'll do for now.
It'll do. It'll do. I'll see if I can call it a favor.
Until we find the inscription.
Exactly. Okay, Logan, back to you. You've gone viral countless times, but you've captivated all of us with monster deals that you've been a part of, right? Especially the $5 million Illustrator card. What drew you to the collectible space, but also how did you decide, hey, I'm not just back into the collectibles world, but I'm going big?
Yeah, really big. Yeah. It takes a really bold and maybe stupid is the word. Stupid. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It takes a bold person to spend $5 million on a piece of cardboard, and like, I don't know, man. I fought Floyd Mayweather, and I had some money, and then I spent it all on Pokemon, because here's the thing: there is a feeling that is so unique and so refreshing that I love, and that feeling is nostalgia. And for me, Pokemon gives me that feeling of nostalgia, that hit of opening the pack. Me and Emma were talking about pack openings and ripping packs, and it's just so fun, man. And like when you can capture that hint of your childhood or something that you love that means so much to you. Like I grew up with Pokemon.
Did you have all your original Pokemons?
Yeah, so I did, and like many other people, I thought they were worth like.
I like traded them for snacks in second grade.
Yeah. You probably traded like a first edition Charizard, and that could have been worth like $250K. It's a tale as old as time.
Oh, my binders were chock
hobby.
full of first edition Charizards,
Yeah.
Pikachus, red cheeks, yellow cheeks, all of them gone.
Yeah.
Completely gone.
Yeah, I thought my old collection would be worth something, and it's like it's not, because people underestimate how important the condition of cards is.
Yes.
So like if you're like a young person out there and you're ripping packs or trying to collect cards, like really treat them with your utmost quality and precision, because man, the littlest ding in these things can take off the value.
The 90s kid method of keeping them in a binder was not good.
No.
Apparently that was bad.
It's bad. You gotta
you heard.
sleeve it and slab it, the whole nine.
Speaking of dings, Emma, you
won't
went
let it go.
viral when you pulled is it a Jackson Holiday autograph? What happened after you pulled your first Jackson Holiday autograph?
I may have kind of dropped it a tiny bit.
Oh.
But we saved it in time, and it's been PSA graded a 10, I'll have you know.
You dropped it,
I didn't
saved
hit the ground. I fumbled it. I fumbled it.
You nearly fumbled the
Because
bag.
I got very nervous. But yes, I have a
Nearly fumbled the
Jackson
bag.
Holiday, 1 of 1, and that is one of my most cherished cards.
So on that point, and aside from sports cards, you've collected items from film history and props and scripts and costumes. Is it all about preserving art for you? Is it just nostalgia, like Logan mentioned, or is it something deeper for you? What is it about, let's just say, the Star Wars Galaxy or the Star Wars sketch cards that I know you love? Like, what is it? What is that level of collecting for you?
It's like it's nostalgia. I also think now we're also constantly online, and so to be a part of something tangible and analog. I mean, the fact that we're all in a room right now together because we all like love this thing, which is collecting cards, which branches out into all different sports and also celebrity and everything. It's just so much fun. And for me, the Star Wars cards, I feel like how you're introduced to something is really like what you fall in love with about it. And so the first box I ever bought myself in a card store on Hollywood Boulevard, shout out Cards and Coffee, was a Star Wars Galaxy 2024 box, and I pulled a sketch card. And the feeling of pulling that sketch card is the feeling I've been chasing ever since. And it was so fun because I did it in the store with the guys in the store and my fiance, and they were like, "You got a sketch?" And I was like, "What does that mean?" And they told me what it meant. And then since then, I've actually pulled a couple more. And that's just, there's no feeling like it. And I want to frame them all together. I mean, it's like to collect something. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and I think we can all relate to the feeling of a big pull, a big hit. I remember, Logan, back to some of your earlier Pokemon streams when you were ripping first edition boxes and the Charizards are flying out and everybody's losing their mind. But for Emma, for you, we mentioned movie props and things that you've collected over the years that maybe aren't sports cards or trading cards. Is there anything from your own movies or projects, I'll say, that you've held on to that you would consider a collectible? And then Logan, I'm going to ask the same of you. Anything you've done over the last few years that you've held on to as a collectible, whether it's a pair of trunks from one of your fights? So I'll come back to you, but Emma, I want to hear from you on this first.
I think there is a ghost face mask
No.
in my closet somewhere.
No.
From Scream 4, yeah. And that's probably my favorite thing.
An official ghost face mask from Screen 4.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then Logan, what about you? Like, what's in your closet? Anything from your first WWE appearance or anything like that we know about?
I save everything. I literally, I think like a collector, and it became weird that to think that like stuff I was wearing in my now profession that is professional wrestling would maybe one day be something that someone would want. So like I save everything, and I also buy collectibles that are like new or some, that are mine. Like I bought my action figure. I just released a couple trading cards, like my first ever wrestling trading cards, because I think it's important to know what they look like, what the experience is from like purchasing it online to receiving it to holding it. Like as a person who is now both a collector and someone who is being collected, which is like a weird thing, by the way, and I'm really interested to see like Tom Brady's take on that, because you got to think about it like a little differently. But yeah, man, I have like everything.
You have everything.
And maybe it'll see the market one day.
I gotta come check out the closet someday.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to stop by and do a piece.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. So, staying with you, Logan, you've almost in a way gamified collecting at a massive scale. When people are saying, hey, collectibles, they're just hype. There's just hype around collectibles. What do you say to that? Do you feel like this is just a world of hype? Or do you feel like there's intrinsic value? Is it the nostalgic piece? Is there something beyond money here? Or is hype really the answer?
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah, it's hype. But yeah, of course it's hype. That's why we collect. It's awesome. But it depends why you collect, right? There's a lot of reasons why people collect. Whether it's for the rush of hitting the card that you want in the pack rip, or it's you love that feeling of nostalgia, or you like the idea of holding an asset that could potentially be appreciating. I do all three. I love everything about it. It's like, to me, it's like if you want to go invest in a stock, that's cool and that's great. Or you could get smart about a strategic asset class like a Pokemon card or a soccer card, whatever it is. The idea of buying something that you really love and gives you that feeling of nostalgia and passion, and that you can show off to your friends, like, bro, I'm only on this stage today because I like collecting, and that's really cool to me. And if I played my cards right, hopefully those assets will appreciate, So it's a store of value that potentially one day could make you money. This is not financial advice. I'm a professional wrestler.
Well, I mean, we're selling hope. we got to hope that everything just.
I hope. I hope.
I mean, that's what every time I buy a box, where I'm always like, please let it be in here. Please let it be in here.
Yeah.
And then sometimes your day's just trash
No, yeah.
after you open it. And then other times you're like, we call it sketch energy days, where I'm like, we need sketch energy today.
Yeah.
We need to be pulling sketch energy.
But it's funny because you said, like, ever since you opened that pack and got the sketch card, that's the feeling you've been chasing. And it is so true, because it doesn't always happen, as you know. Like, man, I've opened two, actually my last two, this is unfortunate, my last two first edition Pokemon boxes, which, these boxes are like, they're going for $300K a pop now. $300,000 is
that much?
Yeah, it's insane.
No.
And like if you don't pull a first edition
Oh my
Charizard,
God.
you're screwed. Like you're not getting
You're in
value
trouble.
back. You're in trouble.
Yeah.
My last
It's
two boxes.
Charizard or bust in a lot
Here
of
I
cases.
am worried I'm not recouping my Bowman draft 23, and he's spending $350 on a box.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and
Wow,
dude,
that's cool.
I did not
That's
pull Charizards in my last two boxes.
And like you said, not financial advice. I'm a professional wrestler.
No, exactly, bro. Because I don't do it strictly for the asset class, but it's an added plus.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, going back to you, Emma, baseball cards, they often carry, when we think about nostalgia and collecting, it always comes back to baseball cards. It comes back to the 52 Mantle, the Honus Wagner, the 33 Roots. Is there a card in your collection that you have now, think back to your box back home or your closet back home, that has a special meaning or a backstory? You mentioned your first sketch card in the store. But I know you're liking Topps Chrome Galaxy right now for Star Wars. I know you've been doing some baseball product. Is there a card that you've recently hit or you've been holding on to that you actually really love?
Well, the thing is, the cards that I love the most are the cards that aren't like worth anything. I feel like the ones that I like love are because it's a funny story or something. Like I was vintage shopping and I found a Hank Aaron's baseball card and I literally thought I had won the lottery and was like, oh my God, like I got this for $20 and it's like $1,000 card. It got graded a 5 and it's worth $30, but it's on my son's bookshelf and it's his first card of his collection. So
Your son's first card.
yeah, I mean, I thought it was a massive hit, but that's why I love it because I was carrying that around like thinking it was huge, and it wasn't, but that's why I love it.
Amazing. Now, you mentioned your son's first card. Is your son, do we want him to become a collector? Do we want him chasing Pokemon? Do we want him chasing Star Wars?
I chase it all. I mean,
Logan's shaking his head no.
Just start with like rocks and coins. That's how I started.
Rocks and coins.
Yeah.
Work your way up. I started with Pogs. Do you remember Pogs?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Slammers.
Yep.
That was where I started. Then I got into baseball cards, then basketball cards, then here I am on stage with Logan and Emma Roberts. But
I definitely want him to collect. I mean, I think that even just like when I was a kid, I mean, I collected stamps, I collected stickers. Like, I think collecting something is so much fun. And also for me, I always save all the rookie cards, even if they're not like the hot rookie, because you never know. Like, you never know who's going to end up being who. So I keep them all off to the side so my son can one day even just have the experience of going through that treasure trove. Maybe it's worth a lot, maybe it's not, but to like dig through a treasure trove of what will soon be vintage cards, like there's no feeling like that.
well, I think one of the things that's really amazing about this industry, and as you walk the floor here at Fanatics Fest, you see so many kids wheeling and dealing and learning how to make deals and learning how to value items and understand the value of a dollar and comp a card and go after something of certain value. So I think that's one of the most magical moments about our industry. But taking it back, every collector and most of us in this room have a card or an item that you'll brag about forever. I want to ask both of you if you have a personal grail, either something you'd love to own or something you already own. I think, Logan, you probably have some items that are already considered personal grails, but is there something else out there that you want, would love to have, or can see yourself going after in the future? I'll start with you, Logan.
My financial advisor has basically told me I need to put a pause on buying cardboard. So Tom Brady's 5 minutes out, by the way, everyone. Tom Brady's 5 minutes out. I see it.
You're not supposed to
I see it
read
on the
that.
TV. I don't care. Tom Brady's 5 minutes out.
Spoiler.
I'm excited.
Spoiler.
Unbelievable.
Can I tell a quick story?
Please,
Here's
please.
Here's a story about a grail that I do have. Okay. I really wanted a Beckett 10 Charizard. I don't want to get. All right. I need to get into details. All right. BGS 10 Charizards are very rare. There's only 2 of them in the entire world. There are 120 PSA 10s. You do the math, one is going to be worth more valuable or more than the other because there's simply less of them.
Scarcity.
And it's scarcity, right? And it's harder to get a 10 into BGS. I was able to do a deal with a guy named Gary. He's the king of Pokemon cards, and I was able to buy a PSA 10 Charizard off of him for $150,000 cash. He had like 8 of them.
Cash.
I brought cash. Because Emma, you're talking about negotiating and doing deals.
Cash
if you're a
is
young
king.
person out there listening,
Wow.
yeah,
Cash is king.
Cash is king.
I mean,
And-
I've paid cash for some first edition books.
yeah.
So I get that, actually.
And well, it has a higher chance, I think, of getting the seller to move. When you are negotiating, and especially if you're doing like a high stakes deal or any deal in general, you got to sell yourself a little bit. You have to convince the person to move a product, especially if it's hard if they don't want to move it. This guy did not. Anyways, I got this PSA 10 first edition Charizard for $150,000. They're going for about $250,000, but I knew the BGS 10 would probably move for about $500,000. And man, I'm looking at this PSA 10 Charizard.
$500,000, Emma.
Studying it for weeks, and I'm like, this card is perfect. It's a perfect card. I don't understand why it did not get graded as a BGS 10.
Did you resubmit?
Not only did I resubmit,
You didn't crack it.
I cracked the card
Cracked
out of the case. Yes, I cracked the card out of the case and risked ruining a $150,000 Charizard because I knew that if this card was submitted raw to BGS, it had a chance, and I was willing to take that chance, and I got it back, a BGS 10 Charizard. It's one of 3 in the world. I'm so pleased that I got a BGS. I wore it out to Floyd
I'm hearing
Mayweather.
some clapping. Can I get some more BGS 10 Charizard?
There's only 3. There's only 3 in the
And
world.
you have one of them.
Prize possession. Say again?
And you have one of them.
I have one. I will be buried with this card.
It's similar to the iconic 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle. There's 3 PSA 10s in the world. If you own one of them, you control the market. You're in charge.
And that's basically what it is. It's me and this other guy, Gary, who has the other 2, by the way.
And Gary became semi-famous for his collection at the beginning of the Pokemon resurgence. He owned a lot of the Charizards out there.
Because he went on Pawn Stars.
Pawn Stars,
You've
that's
seen him
right.
on Pawn
Yes,
Stars.
yes.
And they like scoffed at his valuation of
Imagine.
his cards. And
They would have been paid.
They
Rick
made
and
an
the
error.
team wouldn't have having to be working anymore if they had
Yeah.
done that deal.
yeah.
Emma, I want to go to you quickly. What is
Grail?
out there for a grail for you? If Emma Roberts were able to land her perfect card, or not even necessarily a card, maybe it is a card, maybe it isn't, but what item are you dying to have either today or in the future? Is there a particular sport, player, card, something?
The Tom Brady inscription card.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm going to find it. I'm finding that card.
Well, he's about to be here. Just ask him where it is.
I don't think he knows.
I'll give you a
You
fun
guys
story.
know?
I'll give you a fun
You
story.
guys know where it is. That's really rude.
We don't know where it is. It's still in a box. So
And you know
Tom
what?
and I, this morning, were opening some 23 Bowman together.
Without me?
Bowman draft, seeing if we can not only find his autograph, which we didn't, so therefore, no, not rigged, but we also were looking for Paul Skeens and some of the really young studs in that product. So even Tom is chasing the card.
I mean, that's what's so fun about chasing the cards is that they're just sitting in a box somewhere, and it's like the mystery, the treasure hunt that keeps me going. Because I also want to know, where is the Steph Curry rookie Superfractor?
The Superfractor out of
Yes.
Topps Chrome.
Yep. Where is that?
Logan looks like he
do you
might
know where
have
that
the
is?
beat on it.
I
You
don't
have
know.
that secretly?
I don't know. Ain't that the question?
Wait,
well,
what do
let
you
me-
know?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Does he know something?
He may know. He had a look on his face as if
No,
he
I don't
knew.
know. It's something that excites
It's
me
a
as well. I
huge
mean, that's the hunt.
card.
Okay.
We gotta start
Huge
ripping,
card.
Emma. I don't know anything.
Okay. Well, anyways, those are the two that even if I don't find them, like I want someone to find them, and I just want to know where they are.
Now, really quickly, Logan, a lot of us know you for your Illustrator card, your Charizards, your Pokemon chases. Talk to me about sports a little bit. You know, you're obviously one of the most famous wrestlers in the world. Wrestling cards have become incredibly popular lately. Is there a sport that you, if you picture yourself kind of growing as a collector, that you can see yourself leaning into?
Yeah, man. I really like best in class stuff, and basketball is a best in class sport.
Yep.
Especially because you have some of the greats there. The Michael Jordans, the LeBron James, and so I've got some of their rookie cards in basketball. I collected a couple Erling Haaland soccer cards as
Stud.
well. Yeah. But besides that, oh, you know what? I actually have I have Wayne Gretzky's last championship game hockey stick.
Didn't you get in trouble for buying that stick?
My fiance was basically like, what are you doing? Like, why are you? This is a stick. It's a wooden stick.
Why don't you let everybody in the crowd know what you paid for Wayne Gretzky's stick?
I paid $336,000 for it. But that's Wayne Gretzky. He's the great one. He's the great one. He's number 99. He's Wayne Gretzky. There's greatness in the stick. I felt it. I held the stick, and I could feel the Gretzky
Felt
in
the
it.
greatness.
I don't regret the purchase for 1 second. And actually, Wayne Gretzky texted me because of it, and he said he would sign it.
You got a text from the great one.
Yes, he texted me.
And he's going to sign the stick.
Yes, he said, you bought my stick. He said, I'll sign it. I said, Wayne, you already did sign it back in 1999. But hey, if you want to double sign it.
That's really funny.
That's fine.
Just really retrace the autograph, bold it out a little bit more.
Yes.
Amazing. So as far as grails and chases, great. We've covered that. Emma, Logan, I want to talk maybe about something that you've purchased. Maybe it's the amount of 23 Bowman boxes that you've purchased, Emma. Maybe it's something else or something you've gone after in the past that you made a mistake, spent too much. Is it too many first edition boxes? Is it a specific card? Is there a problem that you found in doing a deal? Maybe we start with you, Emma. Is there anything out there that maybe you say, you know what, I bought that, I shouldn't have, or I should have probably saved that money for something else?
I mean, I don't like to have regrets about it because then you spiral down the regret
regrets.
rabbit hole. No regrets. No, but you spiral down the regret hole. My fiance does that a lot. He'll be like, we shouldn't have bought that. I'm like, don't say that because, I don't know, I think it's all fun and it's all part of it. And sometimes I think getting a bad box means the next one's going to be killer.
It's like that scene out of We're the Millers. No regrets.
Yeah.
With the tattoo.
I just wrote that on someone's autograph. They wanted me to write that for them. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's in the ether.
Logan.
Yeah,
What
can't
about
say
you?
the same. Yeah, no, I have some regrets. I was on the cusp of buying a $3 million box of first edition Pokemon boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Comes in packs of 6. It had been verified to be legit by a very reputable, box collectible verification company. Sealed, wrapped, got the certification of authenticity, all that. And before I was going to spend the $3 million on it, I wanted to see if it was real. So we decided to break the seal, which...
This is where it gets interesting, Emma.
Yeah, and the good thing about this is, since I do YouTube, this is all out there. So if you want to see me almost lose $3 million on a box, it's online.
I do.
Yeah, we opened the box
Okay.
expecting to see 6 first edition Pokemon boxes. And we were just met with G.I. Joe cards. Hordes and hordes of G.I. Joe cards. When I tell you the tension in this room, you could cut it with a knife. The guy who owns the grading company had his wife there. She started sobbing. There's 5 of us in this room, and bro, there's a $3 million transaction on the line, and I was gonna buy it from my buddy, who was also there, and I just wanted to see if it was real, and it wasn't. So my buddy actually got left holding the bag. It's a whole investigation criminally. It's horrible.
Fine.
It was horrible.
$3 million, cracked the case, boxes full of G.I. Joe cards resealed.
G.I. Joe, yeah.
What a mess.
G.I. Joe, man.
What a mess. Now, speaking of that, when we think about where our industry's going and the changes that we're seeing as collectors, as people that are investing real money in this space, we
Don't
see
point
a
to
lot
me.
of...
I'm like,
Well, I mean,
Some
you're
people up
spending
here.
some good money, but we're seeing a lot of advancements in the authentication world, in the certification world. The grading companies are really tightening ship. New technologies are coming around. Logan, do you typically lean towards one grading provider? Is it case by case? If you think about a certain card, hey, I'm going PSA with this one, I'm going Beckett with this one, I'm going SGC, or I'm going HGA. Where's your head at when it comes to authenticating cards?
I mean, PSA is king. PSA is king. Everyone knows. BGS has a beautiful grading system as well, and they have a black label, which is nice. And then there's a new grading company out there called, I believe it's called Tag.
Yes.
Tag grading. They do it digitally, which seems to make sense because I don't know. Maybe having humans inspect and grade cards isn't the smartest thing because humans are subject to bias. And this grading company called Tag is super transparent. They're good too. But for now, PSA reigns supreme.
Got it. All right, well, I do have a nice treat for the end of this segment. Do I have any Tom Brady fans in the room? Do I have any Tom Brady fans in the room? Ladies and gentlemen, not just an established GOAT on the field, but an emerging GOAT in the collectibles world. He's my partner, and I don't have to read his accomplishments, but he insists I do. Trust me, he insists that I do. 7-time Super Bowl champion, major collector in his own right. From championship rings to graded cars, he knows what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the GOAT, Tom Brady. Okay.
We couldn't even decide who was getting seats.
There was no way I was going to take Tom Brady's
like,
seat.
you're the
No
GOAT.
way.
You can take my
What's up,
seat.
Fanatics Fest? You guys having fun?
Okay, so Tom, we've covered a lot. We've covered Logan's absurd Pokemon and TCG collecting. We've talked about Emma and her resurgence into the sports world. She's actually chasing your autograph out of 23 Bowman Chrome, which we just opened.
No way.
She's looking for the inscription card.
Bowman Draft 23 inscription
We have
card.
competition.
Chasing Tom. Yes,
no.
I am.
I have a feeling she's going to beat me.
Are we in a race?
Competition.
No, you're going
you
to find the card before I will.
I hope I do. I hope someone does.
Someone will.
But we've covered a lot, and I think it would be amazing if we can circle back, because I think your origin story in collecting is so unique, but also I think taps into something all of us have, where we started, how we got back into it, where it began. So let's start with that. You know, you've talked about what's on second, your local hobby shop growing up. Take us back to 10-year-old Tom walking into what's on second. What product or what players are catching your eye as 10-year-old Tom in that shop?
Yeah, I was like most kids in America. I was a huge sports fan growing up and obviously loved collecting. And every time that I got a good grade in school, which wasn't very often because I didn't really do great in school, I was more focused on PE. But my mom would take me to What's on Second Sports Cards, which is actually still in San Mateo, where I grew up. And I would begin to collect, whether it was single packs, boxes, complete sets of baseball cards and football cards at the time. And I basically, from about the age of 7 till I was 17 and left for college, I continued to collect. And I got a pretty great collection of football cards and baseball cards, mostly baseball cards. And then finally, when I went to college, my parents stored everything. And then finally, when I graduated college, they're like, take all your stuff. We're tired of storing it. So I obviously have had it in a safe for a long time, continued to collect and build cards over my collection over a lot of years. And it's been a great hobby for myself, for our family, and again, it's a great bonding experience for parents and kids. And I always joke that I learned about math and fractions and statistics, which is about the only thing I was good at, was through the back of trading cards. I studied the back of trading cards more than I studied my history homework. So I'm glad it all turned out the way that it did, or else I'd have been screwed.
Everything turned out okay.
But I'm very lucky.
I want to flip the script a little bit, because Emma and I recently had a very cool moment. Tom and I are partners. We own Card Vault by Tom Brady. And Emma was just signing her new Allen and Ginter cards. And we put a little hidden Easter egg. Emma wrote an inscription that says, Card Vault is a buyer. Signed Emma Roberts. So if anybody out there pulls Emma Roberts' Allen and Ginter mini autograph inscribed Card Vault is a buyer, you reach out to me or you reach out to Tom, because we are buying that card.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
It says Card Vault will pay is what I wrote.
Card Vault will pay. Sure, she's got a better memory than me.
Yes, we do.
On that note, though,
love
because I
it.
have 3 really iconic people in our culture on this stage, Each of them is involved or has been on trading cards in some way, shape, or form. Logan, when we think about your future as a wrestler, we think about where you're going as an athlete. What excites you most about the opportunity to be on these collectibles that people are out there chasing, looking for, going after?
Man, it's the coolest feeling ever. It's surreal to see myself as an action figure or on a card. I actually can't wrap my head around it. Which you missed this, Tom, but I was talking about how it's just a weird feeling for me to be a lifelong collector, and now there's I'm on things that people collect. I'm collectible in a way, and you've been around doing this for much longer than I have at the highest level. I actually wanted to ask you before I go. I forgot to ask on the podcast, but is it interesting being someone who is a collector and has that itch, and you have that yearning for the nostalgia that collecting provides, but also being someone who is a highly coveted person that people love collecting? And are you collecting your own cards ever? Is that what's that feeling like?
Yeah, it's a great thought, and there's actually a funny story about that. For us NFL players, it was really unique because at the end of every football season, the NFL Players Association would drop off a whole bunch of cards at your locker in a grocery bag. And I always just put them aside because I was like, I don't know what I'll do with them. When I finally retired a couple years ago, I started to look at all the things I had and didn't realize how many cool things I had on myself. And really, I think I became my biggest collector. I'm sure there's some people that have a lot, have tracked down a lot of cards. I have thousands and thousands of my own cards. And I just felt like, okay, if I'm really in this, I'm going to get a lot of things that I really like and invest in. And I give them to people for gifts a lot, too, because I want to get them into the hobby. And I'll sign them, and I'll inscribe some really unique, fun things. But over the years, you're right. There's a totally different perspective when I was a young collector to I am now. But the love of the hobby is still there. And the love of seeing things and people that really influence me and impact me. And I was a Michael Jordan fan. I got Michael Jordan cards. And you go the opposite direction, and I got all these Patrick Mahomes cards. So it's just I'm in it, but I'm also on the cards. But I'm also on the cards now with a lot of my favorite people that I really looked up to, both past and the present, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's not lying. Tom Brady is the biggest Tom Brady collector. I thought I was. Blows me out of the water. This guy's personal collection is unbelievable. Emma, you are a little unique to this conversation because you are now starting to find yourself in trading cards. We just saw you in Allen and Ginter. What is that feeling like as somebody who's maybe started to come back into collecting more recently, and now you're seeing yourself on trading cards, you're able to sign cards, make cool notes to fans and inscribe cards? What's that feeling like?
I mean, I was so excited because actually when I was getting into this hobby, I was like, oh, I wish I could do a card, but they don't do actor cards. And then somebody was like, come with me, and showed me all this actor movie world, trading card world that I had no idea about. And so then I got into that, and then when they asked me to be in Allen and Ginter, I was like, oh my God, I finally get to have my own card. And so that was so exciting. I was actually just signing them all before we came up here. And so to be at Fanatics Fest for the first time, signing my first card, and getting to just see everybody here, it's a total surreal experience that I didn't ever think I would have when I was, buying cards in a store in the Valley in LA, and to see how welcomed I was into this community when I literally just posted, hey, I love this hobby, and all of a sudden Fanatics was like, well, come with us. And I think that just shows that this hobby really does bring people together in a way that's, like sports and like movies, but yeah, in a way that I didn't expect, which is what I love about it.
I love it. I'm sitting up here and the jealousy is building as a failed baseball player. My dream of making it onto a Bowman card. My goodness. All right. My last question, and I want you guys to think through this and follow along because I think this is fun. Let me present you each with a scenario. Each of you is invited to each other's home for a party, a dinner, a night of drinks, whatever. Emma and Logan, you're going to Tom's. Tom, you're going to Emma's. Or Logan and Tom, you're going to Emma's. Tom and Emma, you're going to Logan's. Okay? You have a great meal, great conversation, but at the end of the night, you each notice something has been taken from each of your collections. Let's go around, not saying anyone stole anything. Nobody's a thief. But if you did, Tom, What are you taking? And who's it from?
I'm taking Logan's Pokemon card.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, straight from
no
his.
way.
And
24
you know where he's going to be
cards.
wearing
Get
it
it.
right on his chest, but I'm going to somehow sneak it. I'm going to distract him. I don't know how I would do that. And I would just unbuckle it and then find my
All of
way
a
out.
sudden, there it is on Sunday Night Football.
That's what I'll be wearing. But he would know exactly where it was at. 'cause
He
I'd be
gonna
wearing it.
snatch my chain? That's correct. It sounds premeditated. Like you've been thinking about this.
Logan, what are you taking?
I'm not taking anything.
What a nice
That's a
guy.
crime.
Everybody, Logan Paul, round of
It's
applause.
all a
Good.
hypothetical.
Nice.
Nah,
nice
I'm
man.
joking. I'm taking Tom Brady for everything he's worth.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
Emma, what are you taking?
Well, I feel like he knows where the Steph Curry is. I feel like
he does. He
something's up
definitely
with that,
does.
which I will deal with off stage. But something's up with that, so I'm gonna figure that out. But I mean, I'm gonna have to take all of Tom now that I know he has all of his own cards. I'm gonna have to come shopping for your merch at your house.
Break the
I'm gonna have to
closet
take it
door
all.
down.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I get
All
the
right.
other card.
Tom, Emma, Logan, thank you all for sharing your stories and your collections
Thank
with us. It's clear that collecting is it's not just stuff, it's about memory, identity, passion, and sometimes a little bit of a flex, right, Logan? Little bit of a flex. This was Ready, Set, Collect. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of Fanatics Fest. Tom Brady, Emma Roberts, and
Thank
Logan
you.
Paul.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Chris.
guys.
You were amazing. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.